Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first heat race in the special event, the NNSCRA Honey Dew Donuts 250K. In this first race, the top 20 will advance to the main. They will start in no particular order since they have to qualify again, except for the driver of the 63, Colt Hudson, who got the pole in our pole day sessions on Sunday. After this race, we have another 9-lap event with the other 27 trucks that remain. Top 20 from that will advance, and then we'll go to the last chance qualifier, which will be 13 laps. Winner advances and starts in last place. Joining me in the booth for this one is NNSCRA member and NRSL president, Dylan Young. Thanks for being here, Dylan.
Always, it's a pleasure, man. It's great to be back here at Papyrus. Hadn't been here in a while, but it's good to see all these cars out here. Actually, what was it? It's been actually not too long ago with the NNSCRA T-Mobile Cup Series, and then prior to then the NRSL Series that took place. So I do have good memory of it, of what's happened, but can't wait to see what's going to take place here.
Indeed, and with the Ram Power taking the pole, it'll be interesting to see if that Ram Power keeps up in either of these two heat races. So I'm still dealing with a cough, so pardon that. Anyway, on the pole, we've got the 25 of Chase Gomes. Next to him is a Dodge, the 38 of Jackson King. Row 2's Tony Green and Edwin Mendez. Row 3 is Nathan Ormond and Jonathan Carter. Row 4 is Seth Cole and Johnny Gardner. And in row 5, we've got Daniel Voiles and Fitzwater Sr. I'm going to go through the rest of the lineup. Dylan, tell us what's crazy about this high drag package here for these trucks.
Well, it's not only the fact that this package has also been really, really good. We've seen a lot of overtakes taking place, but also the fact that the way how this is a very unique road course. It isn't like your ordinary road courses that you've seen. It has a lot of high banking, low banking turns that take play. Left side, right side, doesn't matter how you pass. Find a way to get around the driver and get past them. There's been a lot of times where the big right-hander can cause a lot of issues, so keep an eye on that turn as we head on into the race. Other than that, though, this should be fun and exciting. Can't wait to see what's going to take.
Indeed, and we also have to think that that corner right there at the back can also be dangerous going in. If we're 3 or 4 wide, it can get pretty hectic.
Yes, I've seen that happen a few times with T-Mobile. They actually had that turn where the inside line likes to check up, and it'll cause a big jam coming into that area, and they'll bunch up really badly and start a 3, even 4 wide, and then after that, just a wreck can come from there. So those drivers got to be really careful as we're about ready to get the command.
All right, well, the fun doesn't start until we ask our drivers a question. Are you ready? Drivers, will you please start your engine?
All right, so the truck's pulling away. And to your point, Dylan, about that one big left-hander, we saw in qualifying session 2, there was a group of 6 trucks that got caught by a group of 4 trucks. That is what gave Colt Hudson his fast lap, but when they caught up to them in that left-hander, and it actually caused an accident, which was the only one of pole day. No one has to go to a backup or anything because it's a special event, but if we see them somehow split up, I don't think we'll see anyone pit during these 9 laps. But if we see someone split up in the main race, that could cause a caution in the main event.
We'll see what happens as the pace truck coming down pit road. Green flag is out for Chase Gomes and the rest of the field from the session.
See Jackson King already falling in behind in 2nd place. Already making a move with that high drag package.
And another thing, too, forgetting to mention is qualifying is always going to be a key thing. So these front of the drivers, they're really going to be, favorites being up in the front of the pack trying to win the heat and all that. But here we go into the first time, the big right-hander coming in here. And this is always a good flyby angle right here. And here they come, coming into the turn.
And see Green already making a move on King now. Once you get to be the leader, you just hit all the air with the drag package on your spoiler. So being the leader is really not beneficial, as we see some drivers on the bottom line in this corner did have to check up. So far, so good. Not seeing anybody out of it here. In fact, we look at the back of the field. McIntyre did not qualify well for his heat race, though he was the fastest of Group 1.
No, and qualifying is always a key thing, especially at any road course. So the people in the front, 9 times out of 10, they'll finish well unless being involved in a wreck. So Levi McIntyre.
And you cut out there at the end. We're waiting for Dylan to reconnect, I think. I'm gonna go on board with Levi while we do that. See just how much draft reliant this is at 196 miles an hour. They are 4 wide up ahead, so that is not good. Let's see, Orman in the lead, and 3 wide move by Tony Green as Fitzwater made a move himself. Dylan, what do you think of this crazy pack racing? I hear you there.
Yeah, it's been unreal there. I wish I'd be able to see on my screen, but that's all right. But they've been, from what I've been hearing though, coming through the background though, they've been racing very, very competitive. I'm surprised though they haven't gone to the extreme and going, 4 wide and all that. But thank goodness they have not been doing it. They've been keeping calm and steady.
So issues there with Dylan being able to see the footage apparently. Meanwhile, Orman goes to the outside of Green, entering that one left-hander as King, Gomes, and Fitzwater all check up behind. And they're almost 4 wide again. They are 4 wide. As Seth Cole, Mendez, Carter, and Goldberg. And Carter's going to be the one hitting the brick air. He will fall back as Ormond and Green get closed up on big time here as we hit lap 4. Chase Gomes still riding behind Green. Goldberg making a move to his left side. See the 8 of Alexander Rowe up here now. As a reminder, winning the heat race does not really do anything. It's just kind of bragging rights. Gomes will take the lead away from Green. We're going to enter this sharp left-hand banked corner 3 wide in some areas. The tires will start to really wear once we get around to lap 8 from what we noticed in the qualifying sessions. As Orman will cross over Green. King's trying to do the same to Goldberg, but he can't get there. But Orman and others will fly by Green, trying to suck up to the bumper of Chase Gomes. Ormond and King make the move. Gomes still leads at the line, but Ormond's front bumper is there to the inside, heading into turn 1. And Orman tried to block Gomes into the right-hander, but it did not work. Gomes ends up taking the lead back into the left-hander. King had to check up big time there. Mendez, Goldberg, and Gomes on the higher line will probably draft by. Oh, I think there was a wreck. There was a wreck. And it looks like Simon Bloomfield is involved and stuck on the apron. Ty Dent. Carter on Jack's got a ton of damage. Friesen is lagging back. Fitzwater, who was 8th, is in the back. Roger Ray. So we're waiting to see who is 21st and who is 20th. And indeed the case is as Friesen flies by Fitzwater, who has damage. Ray is 21st. McIntyre 20th. Patrick Sick is away from the pack in 19th. Martin Wild 18th. Hanging on to some other drivers, though they should be good to go. Jesse Turner's got right side door damage. So most of the field has been split up, but we've still got about 9 trucks in the main group. Goldberg in second as everyone else behind had to check up. Goldberg tries to make a move into the last left-hander. He's peeking. To the inside he goes. Rose getting a huge run of steam from behind him. As Mendez looked to make a move 3 wide, couldn't do it. Now Gomez is blasted by with the train. 3 laps to go in heat race number 1. Bloomfield has fallen a lap down. Meanwhile, it looks like it'll be McIntyre and Friesen battling for 20th place. So we'll go back to where they are. Friesen has completed the pass on McIntyre. I don't really see any damage on the 97, but I do see damage on the 99 as he drafts up to the damage 16 of Martin Wild. Corey Riggs, who's in 17th, is heavily damaged, and he could be the one to fall out completely as Patrick Sick passes him easily. Friesen's going to go by Wild here, so will McIntyre. Pardon me. So Wild, Wild falls to 21st. First truck out, he still seems to have some pretty good draft speed. So we'll see what happens with Corey Riggs here. Corey Riggs seems to be decently aerodynamically damaged here as we hit 2 to go. This is the race to watch. This is to get into the field versus heading to the LCQ. McIntyre, Friesen, they both fly by. And that'll plummet Riggs to 20th. Wild seems to be equally matched with Riggs. We'll see what happens when Riggs loses the draft of the 99, 97, and 44. Everyone else is up to speed. And Riggs is pulling away from Wild right now. And Wild is definitely slower. See the difference in lap time, and then we'll go to the lead pack. No, actually, we don't have to. Riggs is clinging to Friesen. Wild is just plummeting away, so unless there's a wreck, that's what's going on. It's their 4 wide for the lead at the front. Goldberg, Ormond, Rowe, and Gomes. Now they're 2 wide between Rowe and Gomes. Mendez behind the 25 on the bottom. We got Daniel Voiles up here. Voiles splitting the middle. 3 wide between Rowe and Mendez. Gomes continues to lead. Rowe with the advantage on the bottom. Has Ormond behind him. Side by side, Gomes and Rowe. Voiles and Ormond. Green hanging on the right side as they enter the sharp left-hander. Voiles checks up a bit, but he's able to keep most of his advantage on Ormond as Gomes clears Alexander Rowe. And Rose peeking at the last second here. He makes the move through the final left-hand corner. Side by side, Gomes with no support. Rowe will get pushed by Chase Gomes. Orman making a move to his left. Not going to have any time. Alexander Rowe wins Heat Race 1 by half a truck length. Martin Wild just got passed by Jonathan Carter for 21st, but Corey Riggs will finish in 20th place. And with that, your top 20 advancing to the main event. Alexander Rowe, Nathan Orman, Chase Gomes, Daniel Voiles, Philip Goldberg, that's your top 5. Tony Green, Edwin Mendez, Jackson King, Jacob Dunn, and Gatlin Downey is your top 10. Gardner, Bright, Sanford, Dylan Young, Seth Cole, Jesse Turner, Patrick Sick, Levi McIntyre, Carter Friesen, and Corey Riggs. They all advance straight to the main. Heading to the LCQ will be Jonathan Carter, Martin Wild, Roger Ray, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Peter Onjak, Ty Dent, and Simon Bloomfield. Now we will take a look at what caused that lone accident in heat race number 1. Alright, so we're going into that left-hander. We talked about it. And Fitzwater's the first one to get dumped here.
You see them, they're going 3 by 3 coming into the corner, and you're going to see
Sanford
look like
just...
0-3.
Sanford, Turner gets barely clipped there, but it looked like Sanford entered too hot. And just locked it up a little bit, slid up. Seth Cole we see involved, and there was another incident behind them. So we see Wild, Riggs, Ray, Carter's around. That was all for that, but something else had happened behind. Okay, let's see here.
I feel like the 10's going to probably shove the 1. That's what I have a feeling with.
Oh, the 16 hits the apron, and then the 33 came down, and then that wrecked those drivers. McIntyre nowhere to go. See Eli Bright inching by, Dylan Young inching by. Sick hit the brakes. Friesen had hit the brakes. Dents around. Onjak's in the wall. Friesen would end up keep going, which helped him get into the main event with that 19th or 18th place finish. Bloomfield got stuck,
which is rare to see, but it can happen though.
And Riggs ended up falling all the way back, but still got 20th. Wild had heavy damage. Well, that is Heat 1. We'll see if Dylan doesn't lose his screen visibility in Heat 2. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Heat Race number 2. We saw a pretty dramatic finish, including one accident in Heat Race 1. That's been all cleaned up. Dylan has screen visibility connection back for now.
As long as nothing else bad happens, right?
Yeah, right. Derek Hamill got the pole for Heat Race number 2. Next to him is Chris Wheeler. Row 2 is Brandon Duncan and John Greed. Row 3, Emmanuel Hartnett and Trey Wright. Row 4 is Jose Mills and Michael Norman. And in row 5, we've got Simon Oscon and William Brock. So I'm going to go through the rest of the order. Dylan couldn't see it, but basically what we saw at the side, 20th place, was out of the trucks damaged, who was able to get draft and who, had the least amount of damage ended up driving away. We saw the 16 of Martin Wild and the 33 of Corey Riggs both fall back from the top 15. And it ended up being Wild who had more damage and was unable to cling to Riggs' draft to keep up. But we'll see what happens here in this race. A lot of big names still trying to make it in. Colt Hudson was from this group. the 54 of Sebastian Kukulon was moved from Group 1 to Group 2 to even out the heats, and we'll see what happens here in heat race number 2. The clouds have parted, clear skies, raining. A little more heat gonna burst down onto those engines and trucks. And now we'll go trackside for the command.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Command has been given. Okay, Dylan, how many laps will you get to see this time?
Fingers crossed. Hopefully all 9. Fingers crossed. That's all I'm hoping for these days.
Yep,
But
so
it looks like everyone's going, I think, for the most part. So I saw one truck going down low in the apron, but then again, I could be seeing things as well, so.
you're seeing stuff.
Okay. Yep, which is good. That's the last thing I want to see. But 9 laps, just like the last session. Hopefully I could stay through at least more than one green flag run. Hopefully all 9 laps. The pace truck coming on down pit road. I may as well say it because I'm here. And get ready to go back for green flag racing here at Papyrus. And we are green flag racing once again.
And this time, the second place truck is not able to duck down.
Well, the leader didn't get a good start right there. Second place sticking with him there.
We'll see how quick we get to 3 wide. People are
Watch
thinking about
for
it.
second place make a move for that lead coming into this turn right here. Because this right-hander, you're really going to see the right side get an advantage right there. You're going to see it a lot coming into that turn.
Especially on the fresh rubber with being able to, enough grip on these tires to able to just fly straight in. And we are a little 3 wide right here. Nobody
I'm about
going.
to say, look at the 27 work his way, but look at the 3 work his way through the middle coming off the turn. You can actually use that middle line coming off that big left-hander right here and have a really good run, especially coming into this corner. Get a lot of speed and momentum as the inside line will check up a bit every now and then. The outside line won't be as strong, so the middle line is where you want to go, and you've seen it right there with that 3 truck.
Yeah, Norman started 8th. He's already up to 5th, going for more as John Greed making a move on Chris Wheeler for the lead. It's Brandon Duncan coming out of nowhere with a huge head of steam.
They're racing really good and very competitive, though. You have to give credit with a lot of these drivers, though. They're going a lot of 2 and 3 wide racing, but as long as we don't see 4 wide, that's all that counts.
Let's go on board with another driver, or try to go on board full lap, and we'll go on board with the 93 of Ace Rogers. We'll see here if he picks the middle or the top. Middle line it is. He's driving behind the 55 of St. Beckett.
Yeah, you can tell from there, Rogers is trying to get around that 55, but just no luck whatsoever. Whoa, bit of a checkup right there.
So you see at the line, Ace to the outside of Jake. That was for 21st, so Sorlin, Markle, Cole Baker, Rich, Yepes all trailing here at the back.
I think we had a wreck because there's a big separation
No,
from where...
they're just 27th and 26th.
I think again, yeah. Felt like there was. That was weird.
Chris Wheeler's still back to the front after John Greed led the lap by a nose, according to our ticker.
Also, great to say I survived 1 lap, so that is a good sign.
You have survived
Yay.
2 laps.
Hooray.
Greed again with the advantage on the bottom. Kugelon's going to make it 3 wide.
Kugelon making a nice move. I'm guaranteed, yes. See, right there, the 54 will check up on that inside line right there. And it was funny enough, too, T-Mobile did the same thing. That inside line coming off that turn just gets no momentum anymore. So when you come in there, a lot of drivers will check up into that area, and the middle line is the way to go, and you get a lot of speed coming into that final turn. So expect a lot of drivers to use that middle line if necessary to make passes.
And it seems that whenever drivers try to dive bomb the corners when they check up too much because they're scared that they're going in too deep, but when they're already to the next to someone, they usually end up being a lot more even.
That is true, and once again, the pole sitter back out in front there.
Yeah, Derek Hamill back to the front. We're going to go heli cam here. Not seeing a lot of 3 wide here. It is clear weather. We've always noticed that clear versus cloudy, there's always a bit of a difference. But if you saw back there, RJ Bishop in the 91 stuck himself out trying to go 3 wide, and what happened? He hit a brick wall of air and lost everything. Or about 2 positions.
Wow, they nearly just wrecked right there.
Oh, they're going to go 4 wide.
Go 4 wide. Oh, that ain't going to work. Oh, look out.
Hartnett's
wow,
making it work. Look at this. Sakuli, Hartnett, Mills, Duncan,
wow.
They all made it work.
Look at Duncan right through the middle and jumped up to 4th because that now wants 3rd. What a move.
You can see Green and Hamill pretty far ahead, but look at that. 183, 187. Pardon me, as you see Duncan and everyone, as soon as those front 2 trucks went 2 wide, look at that move. Look at that. My goodness. I think we lost Dylan Young. Could be mistaken, but Duncan.
Oh, yep, I'm back. Hey.
Duncan and Greed side by side now. Duncan taking the lead.
One truck hit the apron there, kept it together. I think that was the 47. Oh, wow. 71 really checked up on that inside line. The 17 trying to fight the high line. And now it's going to cause a 3 wide battle for position. Nearly 4 wide they're actually going to try. But we'll stick back out to 3.
And we have not had our wreck yet. This was about the lap we wrecked in the first race.
Well, hopefully a jinx doesn't happen, not only on my end, but also with the race right here, with them racing really tough and competitive, they don't make a bad move right here.
Hartnett made a move, but you saw he didn't have support when he made the move, and he just hit a wall of air. Bit of a gap from these 2 here, but that gap is quickly being closed up. It's Jay Jefferson's up top 3 wide. Looking back for 20th place at the line was Cole Baker. Andrew Rich is still outside the top 25. But now Ace Rogers will fly by Baker. Sorlin fell to 20th. Now Jake Rogers flies by for set position. The back of the field right now, focusing on this battle for 20th. And that's just 3 wide everywhere.
Yeah, that 20th spot's going to be a really, really key factor with these drivers. The question is, though, at the very end of the day, who's going to be out on top and who's going to be left behind going to the LCQ there? That's going to be tough, though. But the laps are winding down. The clock is ticking for some of those drivers.
We'll see here at 3 to go. Who is 20th at the line? Well, they show Sorlin. Sorlin is 20th. So that moves Ace to 20th, and now Bryce Legere, 21st. He'll move to 20th. Sorry.
Yeah. He's coming
RJ
into
Bishop.
that corner, you don't want to be in there.
Bishop and Legere are fighting for 20th right now. Well, 19th technically. Look at that freaking wiggling going on here.
Yeah, them cars will like to wiggle around here, even the trucks too. And I'm amazed at times how these cars will not come off that corner at the speeds that they're at and hitting that wall, because that's also a thing that's common here at Papyrus, but they're not doing that because of the package, so that is a really good sign to see.
Sorlin back on the inside as they are 4 wide up front. Now they're 3
Yeah,
wide.
they're set at 3.
Brahmer got a good run there. Duncan has still stayed out front right now. They're coming to 2 to go.
And you got to know as a driver, too, when you're coming into this point of the race, when do you want to make a gutsy move? And when do you feel like, you know what, man, this is getting too dangerous. I'm going to back out of it, man. I'm just going to wait. These drivers, they're getting to that point. They're like, you know what, man, we don't care. We're going to get aggressive, and we're going to show you it. They're literally 3 wide, at least 5 rows deep, coming into this field right here.
You see Leger is 20th right now. Ellison, the first one out, looking to be the first one in. They are 4 wide in front of them.
That's probably not a good sign right there, and that's a hold your breath moment right there, especially coming into the left-hander.
Well, we're coming into the right-hander actually, Dylan. Holy
Or
crap,
right, yeah.
they are 4 wide, 2-3 rows right now. Ace Rogers on the bottom of the right side.
Oh, wow, they're nearly wrecking. Up
Still
ahead,
4
I
wide.
see a white blue truck right there that almost caused an accident, but they keep it together.
Oh,
Contact right there.
There it is!
Go!
Baker, Bishop, Ellison, Jake Rogers. 1, 2, 3. Bishop is 4, 5, 6, 7. 20th is right here, Hamill, and
wow.
Wright in 19th. So the battle is back here for 20th place, and Rich, who's been last all day, has a golden opportunity here if he can capitalize.
White flag, though, coming at the line very soon.
And the battle for the win isn't even going to matter here. We're going to want to watch the battle for 20th. So we see Hamill fall back to 22nd. First truck in is Tyler Markle. Rich is right there, though. He's going to make the move.
Yeah, Andrew Rich, he knows what's on the stake right there. He doesn't want to go to that LCQ, so he's going to push in that 23 car to get 23 trip to get up there in that final transfer spot right there. But he's got another truck right behind him. Came in a full out of steam trying to get an opportunity. But don't count out the pole sitter, though. He may lose the pack a little bit, but he's still got a fighting chance.
And out of these, there are 5 trucks up here. 19th and 20th place. Right here, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So Trey Wright still holds 19th now for about a lap.
At least half a lap. I'll tell you what. I'm about to say, oh, they're valid for 21st. That's not going to help out right there. I think that may seal the fate right there. Andrew Rich may be in
If
good
anyone's
hands.
going to have a chance here, it's going to be Markle. He's the key driver right here
look
who's
at
got to
Markle.
run. None
He's
of these
trying to peek. He wants to get it.
None of these drivers are in 4th gear, though. So when you're at the top of 3rd gear, your draft
Last chance.
really...
Here comes Markle. Coming to the line.
There's
I don't
no
think
help.
he's going to have enough.
No
Rich
help.
is going to make it.
And according to our ticker, the winner was Chris Wheeler.
Barely did.
And let's actually take a look right here at this
Ooh, that was a
finish.
little close. Ooh, that was a
Oh,
close
and it
finish.
was
Oh,
close.
wow, they
Let's see
nearly-
here. So Wheeler was leading, Lopez second, Duncan third. Lopez and Duncan made moves. Neither had the sufficient help, and that gave
No.
Wheeler the win.
If Duncan probably stayed behind, maybe he could have won it, but, you know, really didn't matter at that point.
So advancing to the main race, Chris Wheeler, Anthony Lopez, John Greed, Brandon Duncan, Sebastian Kukalon, William Brock, Ryan Brahmer, Joshua Sakuli, Sam Oscar, and Jonathan Solon. That's your top 10. Kaz McKella, Jay Jefferson, Emmanuel Hartnett, Jose Mills, Zane Beckett, Michael Norman, Ace Rogers, Bryce Leger, Trey Wright, and Andrew Rich will make it to the main race. Joining the other 7 drivers in the LCQ, where the winner will advance and start 42nd, is Tyler Markle, Diego Yepes, Derek Hamill, Jake Rogers, RJ Bishop, Cole Baker, and James Ellison. So with that, I will see you for the LCQ and hopefully Dylan too. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the last chance qualifier. It's time for 13 laps of action. The winner will get to start 42nd in the NNSCRA Honey Dew Donuts 250K. The other 13 drivers will have to watch from the infield, spectator, stands, whatever they want to do. Starting order rundown: Ty Dent, Cole Baker, row 1. Roger Ray, James Ellison, row 2. Row 3, Martin Wild, Peter Onjak. Row 4, Tyler Markle and RJ Bishop. Row 5 is Jake Rogers and Derek Hamill. Row 6, Simon Bloomfield and Jonathan Carter. And in row 7 is Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Diego Yepes. Still dealing with this cough. Dylan did not want to stay around, and trackside command.
Drivers, start your engines!
So, with the small field, I'm not really expecting a wreck. I'm expecting maybe 4 rows, 3 wide, and a row of 2 wide. Something crazy like that, maybe. We'll see what exactly happens here. 13 laps of action. Winner gets into the main race. And we'll start 42nd. Pace truck's going to dive down. Now, the main event will have yellow flags. So do not worry. Not going to run a 42 lap event. Something like that, 42 or whatever. Anyways, Roger Ray to the race lead. Gonna expect the intensity to stay at 100 the whole race. So we're actually gonna see some 4 wide here with Markle, Jake Rogers. Hamill, oh, they're actually gonna wreck! Bishop got wrecked. Markle got wrecked. Hamill was involved. Jake Rogers was involved. Bloomfield was involved again. Yepes and Carter, Fitzwater, they've been separated. And just like that, I cannot believe we actually had a wreck. Top 6 single file. We'll see if anyone's able to hit 4th gear now because of that. On Jack does. Yep, pretty much almost everyone hitting 4th gear. Cole Baker with a move on the lead on Ty Dent. Slap 1 is completed. Ellison on the bottom. Roger Ray, Martin Wild, and Peter Onjak still up here in this group. Fitzwater and Yepes are closing in. Carter as well. The rest, though, are riding around. Bishop has actually come down pit road. He really slammed the wall hard. And it looks like they will try to repair his damage. Meanwhile, Martin Wild has taken the race lead. And Baker's going to try and cross over here, and he sticks it. We've seen from the 2 heat races in qualifying that lap 8 and 9 is when we see the tires start to lose grip. We've got another 4 laps, so going to really see how much they lose grip after lap 9. Sorry. So Baker to the race lead. Ellison 3 wide as we see Fitzwater and Yepes have caught the group, as has Jonathan Carter. So this will be a 9 truck pack for the win. Hamill, Jake Rogers, Bloomfield, they're losing ground. Bishop's continuing without a hood. That could influence this race. Whoa, Fitzwater is going to get shoved nearly into the wall by Ty Dent. That was close. Baker and others will catch RJ Bishop. You can see they're running a whole lot faster than he is. See the trucks behind are going to form a single file line. Baker's going to dive down here. Oh, he had to slam the brakes, but he will get by. Now Martin Wild will have to slam the brakes, as does everyone else, but Baker's the first one to get by. Followed by Onjack. Ellison and others trying to get by hastily. Ty Dent's getting held up the most here. If you get held up too much, you could lose the pack draft. And it looks like Carter, Yepes, and Dent will have their work cut out for them. Dent will finally peak. No, he's still stuck behind the 68, and that's going to cost him. That is going to cost Ty Dent. Everybody else still in the draft, led by Cole Baker. Sorry. Can't help it, guys. Can't help it. Being sick sucks. Want to get these races out for y'all. Cole Baker in the lead, though, still in third gear, as is James Ellison. He's going to peek back right in front of Roger Ray. Baker most likely will get trained here because he's not in fourth gear. See Wild and Ellison making the move in fourth gear, but the speeds are still pretty even. Fitzwater has caught Carter, Yepes, they're trying. Dent has officially lost these guys due to RJ Bishop. And Marco could be a possibility. It's 26.5 seconds back. Yeah, Marco is definitely a possibility of being caught. He's running, I want to say 8 seconds slower. 7 seconds slower. 7 seconds slower a lap. So I think 8 more laps. Yep, I definitely think Tyler Markell will be caught before this race is over. Meanwhile, Cole Baker holds on to the lead still. Roger Ray is going to make the move for second on Jack. So Roger will pass for second place. Martin Wild in fourth, trying to close up, take that position away too. He's got a pretty good head of steam. James Ellison staying in the group. So the group went from 9 trucks to 8 trucks. As now Martin Wild will make a move after Roger Ray passed Cole Baker for the lead. So another thing to check, Bishop is running another 4 seconds slower than Markell. Markell could possibly catch him at the same time that he will be caught, but it will remain to be seen. It's Roger Ray looking for the lead here, but Wild still on his inside. No one checks up. Fitzwater's back in the picture. Oh, he lost a lot of speed trying to go through wide at the end there. Now everybody's making moves. Ellison, Yepes. Too wide for second, though. Ellison on the inside of Ray. So we'll have 6 laps complete. 7 laps to go. Ellison makes the move for the lead. And they are 2 wide, all 4 rows here. So some pretty interesting racing going on. Does anyone have the guts to make a move? Oh, Yepes thought about putting Ellison in the sucker hole. You really can't make the move if you're at the back of this pack because there's no one to give you any help. So we'll see the right side lane. Ray and Wild both clear. And well, we'll see what Ellison has for grip here on this lap. Still looking good. As Carter falters back here. Ellison had made a move. Oh, Yepes and some others getting a little squirrely. So Roger Ray will take the lead back from Martin Wild. Ray will pull up as Ellison will now hit the air for his group on the left lane. Ty Dent is almost fallen back to Bloomfield, Jake Rogers, and Hamill. Ellison takes the lead away from Ray. Yepes now looking to challenge. Come up to that lone right-hander though. Shorter line through this corner has so much of an advantage. So Ellison clears, Ray will clear, looks like Martin Wild will clear as well. Onjak's gonna borderline make it 3 wide here. So Wild's looking to make a move on Ray. He had to check up a little bit, but he's still looking pretty good. Three wide behind them, that's Onjak, Fitzwater, and Yepes is Colt Baker with a huge run. Looking to maybe make it 3 wide on Wild and Ray, but said he's just going to push the 16 on by. And Onjak with a huge run will make it 3 wide on Cole Baker. Maybe, maybe not. No, Baker was able to shut the door. So we can see Markle and Bishop, I think, are definitely going to be caught up again. So Wild clears. Oh, Wild slid up a little bit. It's going to open the door for Peter Onjak. But Wild holds on that left lane. Him and Baker looking good. Ellison and the others have to check up a little bit. Yepes moving in behind Cole Baker. That'll put Onjak to the top by himself. Ellison looming in from 5th. Now Yepes to the move to the inside, no help. Onjak's going to switch roles with him there. These guys are just going to maintain single file here at 4 to go. So now Yepes will make the move on Baker, and now he's looking to make the move on Wild himself. Can he clear before the corner? No. Onjak's going to split the middle 3 wide. And they're going to be 3 wide going into that sharp left-hand corner. Maybe 4 wide. Roger Ray is thinking about it. That caused all of them to check up. Yepes is the first to clear as Wild is now a sitting duck. Speed difference is already insane, but does Yepes have anywhere to go with it? No, he's going to have to lift. All these trucks single file. Yepes makes a move. Onjak makes a move. Ellison makes a move too. They are 3 wide right there with 3 to go, as now Yepes to the inside of Wild for the race lead. There's RJ Bishop. It looks like Bishop will be caught before Markle. Oh, this could get crazy. Here they go. They're right on Bishop. Yepes and Wild make it through. Ellison and the rest have to really slam the brake pedal. Carter, Baker, Onjak, they get by 2. Those first 5 trucks got a really good chance at this. Ellison, Fitzwater, and Ray will have their work cut out as Fitzwater's held up even more. That's going to take Fitzwater out of this, I think. Whoa, they're 4 wide. Holy crap, they're 4 wide for the lead right now. Baker's the only one with help from Carter. They're 2 wide. On Jack and Baker. Side by side, they're nearly banging doors right there. Look at this drag race. Holy crap, they were dead even at the start-finish line. I know this is 2 to go, but that was by 1/1000th of a second. That's hilarious. Baker with the advantage on the lower line here, but if Onjak can stick with him, come into the right-hander, and it looks like he will. Markle is going to be caught here soon. Onjak and Wild on the right-hand side. Is Fitzwater still around? He is closing back up once again. Onjak, Wild. Maybe even Yepes. Nope, not quite. Baker stays to his left. Wild's going to make a move on Onjak. He's able to stick it. He'll fly by the 92. Here comes Baker. Here comes Carter. Here comes Ellison. And here they're coming upon Tyler Markle. And nobody's going to have anywhere to go. He's not as off pace as some other people, but Onjak's trying to close up on that right side lane. Wild makes the move first, coming to the white flag. Colt Baker right behind him. One more lap. The winner advances to the NNSCRA Honey Dew Donuts 250K. It's Wild. It's Baker. Ellison. Everybody else pretty much held up by Tyler Markell. Yep, he's still holding them up. It's down to these 3. More or less. Ellison's making a move, but he's got no help. This could be a very good corner to make the move for Colt Baker. Can he do it? Oh, he blocked Ellison there. Ellison's peeking. He's peeking. But he's got no draft help. Can Colt Baker do this by himself? Still single file. Here comes Carter. Here comes Onjak. They're the next 2 closest. Baker makes the move right up the corner. Ellison goes with him. Ellison making a move 3 wide. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Baker, Ellison. Here comes Peter Onjak with a huge run. Ellison's got the advantage. Can Onjak get there? I don't think he will. James Ellison wins the last chance qualifier. And he was 5th place at the line the lap before. Wow, what a finish. Colt Baker could not block him again. But James Ellison will get in and start in 42nd place. So that is all from me. So I will see you guys for the main event. I think it's 42 or 44 laps. Double check that. We should see pit stops. It'll still be 1X. Cautions will be on. And I'll see if I can get anyone in the booth with me. Fingers crossed. But that is it from me. See y'all later.